A two and a one. YouTube, we still here. Life Gain Avengers of Current Culture, the original members is me, and it's that living legend Larry. And if he was on a table, he'd been doing backflips for y'all. My brother Larry, how you hanging over there, brother?
I'm hanging to the right, man. I'm hanging to the right. That's the way I roll. So just let my future tailor know.
Okay, okay. Well, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of stories to cover. We might go over an hour tonight, a little bit anyway.
Right.
We've got news to talk.
We might go 2 hours if he lets me just start talking.
We're not going that long. We're not going that long. Things is different when you have a kid. That's all I can tell y'all. Y'all parents already know. I had my grand visions of what life would be like, but it's not like that, my people. The baby take over for the most part, especially if you are involved individual, and I'm highly involved in what goes on with my household. So yeah, right. It ain't going that long. But we've got something that I love to pick on my wife about. I've always picked on my wife about being a little wet behind the ears when it comes to society. Larry, when have you ever known people to pay you to do the right thing?
Let's see. The second Tuesday of next week, maybe.
Okay.
Basically,
I got one better for you. I got one better for you, Larry. How about Ohio is going to pay 5 people $1 million to get the COVID vaccine shot, and 5 kids who are ages 12 to 15 are going to get a full ride scholarship to any in-state tuition they want for 4 years, room and board, parking, food, everything included, just for getting the vaccine.
I mean, I have to say, on one end, that's kind of dope. That's kind of awesome. And on the other end, I'm like, really, people? I mean, that's what it's going to take for you to get a shot that's going to save your life? You need someone to bribe you with free college or a potential lottery win in order to save your own life? I mean, take the damn shot.
It's madness. And for years, detractors stereotype Black people by they're not going to do nothing unless you're going to give them something for free.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
The governor of Ohio is a Republican, and the people that there was trying to encourage the shot was evangelical white dudes. So, I mean,
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If they don't want to take the shot, they don't want to get vaccinated, eventually these variants will spread and just catch up with them, and they won't be around. We won't have a bunch of evangelical Republicans because they'll be dead because they won't protect themselves. They'll end up just dying off. I don't want that to happen because I don't want that to happen to anybody, but in all seriousness, protect yourselves. It's just like when you get in the car, you wear a seatbelt,
Larry, there's people who are libertarian that complain that it shouldn't even be a law, seatbelt, but that's not here nor there. We also got some other Republican news. This is a reply to someone who left me a long diatribe about how the Democrats are racist. The Democrats are the one who want to hold slavery, and Joe Biden is a Democrat, so that makes him racist by merit of being a Democrat. Well, I've got a video because me and Larry have done this over and over and over. We've told you all that the parties split. They crossed police
platform.
Yes, during the 60s. And I've got a video to show that to you guys. I mean, damn, this is called the education. This is the cure for racism. Education is part of it. That's a part of it. Then, Larry, I got a story E-Man sent us. Disney Plus did not hit the numbers that they wanted to hit. And do I look worried, Larry?
No, and here's the thing that people I know people are all worried about Disney and their drop. I should have bought some since I sold my Apple stock. I should have bought some Disney today.
Exactly.
Because Disney was down to 173. But the crazy thing is with Disney is that their theme parks, their cruise ships, their Disney Island, all their vacation, all that stuff isn't even up and running for the most part. I mean, all the profits they have going right now, you could easily by this time next year have $6 to $8 billion in additional profits just from the stuff that's not currently up and running.
That's what I told him. The number one revenue stream for Disney is their theme park revenue, which has been shut down. So, you know, I told E-Man, I'm going to cover the story anyway, just so I can give my thoughts on it. And then we've got 3 trailers we're going to watch tonight. The Shy just did a poetic trailer to get us ready for next Sunday. The Shy comes back. Muchella will be joining us for the review when we do The Shy, so that'll be here next Sunday. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard with Samuel L. the Cuss Master Jackson. We've got that trailer. Then HBO just dropped a movie that's in theaters, but also on HBO this week called Those Who Wish Me Dead with Angelina Jolie. And
is that an HBO Max one too?
It's on HBO Max, man. Ultra 4K. Yeah, buddy. And last but not I done saw some of it. It's good too. And last but not least, we got some more He-Man news. So Larry, let's dive on into it. Let's get this, man. Let's go ahead and start out. Let's give the people their vegetables before we give them the meat, and then we give them the ice cream and all the goodies that come. Let's go ahead and give them the story about Ohio and the vaccine situation they got. And it's just ridiculous. You got to pay people to do what's not only good for them, but what's good for the greater good of everybody in America and humanity. Take a look.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced a series of statewide drawings on Wednesday to encourage people to get vaccinated.
And it's pretty incredible. Get a COVID vaccination in the Buckeye State and get a shot at winning $1 million or a free ride at a state university.
Wow.
Seriously? Jason Carr's in the carport with more.
Does it have to be the Ohio State University? Get your vaccine cards ready. The winning numbers are... It's one of the largest financial incentives announced by any state to combat declining vaccinations. As you guys said, starting May 26th, the state, Ohio, will award $1 million each week to an adult who has received at least 1 dose of the COVID vaccine. There will be 5 total drawings, and residents under the age of 18 who are eligible to receive a COVID-19 vaccine will be entered into a drawing for a chance at winning a full 4-year ride to one of the state's universities. It's news that has the entire state and the country talking, while some are as enthused.
I think it's a great opportunity for people not only to get vaccinated, but to make money. It's actually pretty cool.
You know, you shouldn't be incentivized to get something for health purposes. And also, like, if DeWine's going to be giving money to people who have been vaccinated, like, where is that coming from?
No, DeWine said it will be paid using federal coronavirus funds. The incentives were announced along with news that DeWine is asking the Ohio Department of Health to lift most pandemic health orders come June 2nd. It's actually kind of a shame that we'd have to incentivize people to get vaccine, but that's the way it is.
I mean, people, it's like I tell my wife. Me and my wife have had this debate over and over. And fellas, if you have good, hardcore, concrete evidence of your theories and how life works, eventually all you do is sit back and let people soak it up because they'll learn on their own. I told my wife, because she's always argued with me, that you should not incentivize people for doing the right thing. And I said, I don't know what world you're living in because that's not the new world we live in. People is not going to do the right thing unless they feel like they're getting a gain from it. That's old school thinking, honey. We old school. If you want people to do right, you've got to incentivize them. Having said all that, Larry, it is a damn shame that you got to incentivize these people because Ohio's numbers are lagging behind the rest of the nation in getting vaccinated. And I want to see how many people are actually going to get motivated for the chance to win $1 million. Right. And he didn't say 1, it's 5 a week. But what they should have done was you don't get that until you've got both your vaccinations, because who's to say these people ain't going to show up, their name don't get drawn, they be like, fuck it, why come back? You know, that's what they should, unless they're getting Johnson & Johnson. And I know that having 1 shot is better than none. 1 shot does
maybe this is the thing. Maybe you go and you get the first shot and then you get entered for the lottery. And then you get entered a second time when you go back for the second shot. So maybe the incentive is if you didn't win the first time, you get a second shot when you go back for the second dose.
Now,
So,
I like Tressa C's thought. She said they should have offered multiple $100,000 winnings if they just had to add an incentive. And I agree with that.
Yeah, you could have had 10 times the amount of winners.
Right. You could have done that. But everybody's going to have their eyes on that because I'm sure people are going to want to see what happens. Me personally, this is not the only place that's doing this, Larry. There was a story in Buffalo, New York, where, and I hate to keep throwing you guys statistics because I know you hate them, the white evangelicals was falling behind and getting the damn shot. So, Larry, guess what they did in Buffalo, New York? They offered beer and a vaccine. And the city near Buffalo, New York, that offered free beer to come get vaccinated, their numbers went from, it was something stupid like 18% of this county was vaccinated to after 1 weekend of giving away a free beer and shot, it went from 18% almost to 43% in 1 weekend. I'm like, damn, y'all cheap. That's all they got to do to get your underwear off.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I mean, really. But Larry, it also goes to show these people aren't taking this virus and this vaccine serious. Because if you're motivated by beer, there's a problem. If the fact that you could die, get sick, get a loved one sick, if none of that motivates you, but you get motivated by a beer, that's a problem.
That is a problem. I'll tell you, part of this, that's a problem. But the whole attitude that we've had nationally towards this vaccine and towards the virus, it really is disturbing. Because when you look at like what the CDC just came out with, the new guidelines saying that you don't have to wear a mask if you've been fully vaccinated, if you're indoors or outdoors in most cases. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can't put that out yet because we only have I think the last time I was looking at the numbers, we're only at like 35, almost 36% of the population vaccinated. We are only maybe halfway to the point where we can consider having herd immunity. So we're like halfway there. There's a lot of people that need to still get vaccinated before they can consider, our country to have herd immunity. And so they shouldn't be telling people that you can take your mask off yet. And we should not be opening stuff up. What they should do is what the CDC should have done is come out and said, hey, you can stop wearing a mask when we reach herd immunity. And we're halfway there. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's try and get this thing going so we can all get these masks off us. And
they under so much pressure, Larry. The CDC is under so much pressure from states that don't want to get along to states that do, to people who, for me, Larry, it's like you basically are rewarding the people that said, I'm not wearing a mask and I'm not getting vaccinated. They just got a holiday in essence because, like you said, they relaxed these guidelines. Yeah. But at the same time, if we was telling those same people to listen to the CDC then, we have to trust them now, even though it feels like the people that have been trying to throw gears in the sand in the gears the whole time, are reaping all the rewards. I'm telling you, Larry, something's going to come and kick their ass. And we might not see it right now. We might not. But something along the way is going to come and kick their ass, and then justice is going to be served. It's simple as that.
The whole thing with the CDC, it just feels that decision felt really political and not science-based. And that's what bothers me. I feel like they allowed themselves to be pressured into making a political decision rather than a science-based decision. And we need our agencies, our science-based agencies, to remain we need them to remain pure. We need them to remain non-political and make very unpopular decisions when they are the right decisions. They need to be, in a sense, they need to be the parents that are telling us, eat your vegetables. That's what they need to be. If you leave kids up to their own devices, they will sit around and eat crap and candy and soda and everything, and then they'll die when they're 22 from diabetes. You know?
But you know what, Larry? At least those kids had the freedom to choose how they die. And that's what I mean, that's what these people are saying, Larry.
I hear you.
We big kids, and we have the freedom to choose what the hell we want to do. But I don't want to see none of these same damn people out here when, you know, you get old grandma who's like, you know what, I want euthanasia. I don't want to hear none of this. Oh, you shouldn't do it. God don't want you. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear it. You made your choice right now that you don't believe in the science. You don't give a damn that the other people around you believe in it. You could care less about them. It's all about you. So I don't even want to hear them arguments from them same people. And you know who you are because I can see you. Yes, I'm stereotyping. Y'all got to look. I just seen y'all today in Food Line.
I feel like at this point, if you come up and you test positive for COVID and you need to go to the hospital, I feel like they should just be like, "Where's your vaccination card?" Well, I didn't get vaccinated. Oh, well, sorry, we're not treating you. I'm sorry, we don't have enough resources to treat people who willingly did not take care of themselves. So sorry, no, you're gonna have to just go home, and we'll send you home with with some good wishes, some well wishes, and some printed one of those printed sheets of instructions on what you can try and do to stay alive. But part of me feels like if you're not going to take care of yourself, why should the people in the hospitals have to risk their life to work around more COVID people? And you won't even take the opportunity to just get a shot.
Right.
I mean,
so now, Larry, I'm gonna pivot, but we're gonna stay on politics. We're gonna stay on politics real quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, somebody attempted to chastise me and Larry and B. Avery for us showing you guys the review of The Uncomfortable Truth, A Cure for Racism, by trying to deflect all the blame and saying that forget everything that we said in that video about how we need to come together. Whites and blacks need to talk about these issues. We shouldn't deny the past history because that's trying to erase the pain and everything that has led to racism. Forget all that part. Right. His main focus to me in his response was that the Democrats are the one that was enslaving the slaves and that Joe Biden is a Democrat. When me and Larry have sat here and told you guys the parties switched belief systems during the civil rights era. To illustrate what we said, again, not to you guys, my followers, because y'all know y'all super educated, but to these people who only listen to one side of the argument and don't want to see the other side of the argument, here's a video that breaks it down, and we're going to put this issue to bed. We ain't going to talk about it no more. We're just going to start calling people ignorant at this point if you don't want to understand the history, but you're going to run your damn mouth off and talk about what you don't know. So here you go, my people. Take a look.
In the 50s and 60s, race and the South returned to the forefront of national politics, with the civil rights movement attempting to end segregation and ensure blacks truly have the right to vote. The civil rights debate isn't a purely partisan issue. It's more of a regional issue, with Northerners from both parties supporting it and Southerners from both parties opposing it. Then, in 1964, it's Democratic President Lyndon Johnson who signs the Civil Rights Act into law. And it's Republican presidential nominee Barry Goldwater who opposes it, arguing that it expands government power too much. A massive switch-up takes place. Black voters, some of whom had already been shifting from the Republican Party, convert almost entirely to their new advocates, the Democrats. The white voters in the South, who had been staunch Democrats, start to really resent the big government interference here and in other matters like abortion rights and school prayer. Over the next 3 decades, whites in the South switch to the GOP, which makes the South an overwhelmingly Republican region. By the 1980s, the party begins to resemble the GOP we are familiar with today. Republicans elect Ronald Reagan, who promises to fight for business interests, lower taxes, and traditional family values. As the 21st century begins, America is going through a major demographic shift in the form of Hispanic immigration, both legal and illegal. Democrats and business elites tend to support reforming immigration laws so that the over 10 million unauthorized immigrants in the U.S. would get legal status. On the Republican side, tough on immigration policies and rhetoric became popular. But this ends up costing the Republicans when, in 2012, Mitt Romney loses his bid for the presidency. He gets blown out among Hispanic voters. exit polls showed that 71% of them voted for Barack Obama. So the Republican Party starts to look more like a party for white voters in an increasingly non-white country. Given these demographic trends, Republican leaders worry that if they keep losing Hispanic voters by that much, they'll lose their chances of ever winning the presidency. So in 2013, some key Republicans in the Senate, including the rising star Marco Rubio, collaborate with Democrats on an immigration reform bill that would give unauthorized immigrants a path to legal status. But there's a huge backlash from the Republican Party's predominantly white base, which views the bill as amnesty for immigrants who broke the rules. This exacerbates the GOP voters' mistrust in their own party leaders, a mistrust that has already been growing for some time. And that makes the political landscape of 2015 fertile ground for a figure like Donald Trump, an outsider businessman who wants to build a wall on the border of Mexico. Trump isn't a traditional conservative, but he appealed to the resentment and the mistrust of party leaders that Republican primary voters had.
Larry, let's just keep this thing 100. He appealed to racism. Simple as that. The GOP, they just sat here in a quoted video and told you that the GOP was moving to have a pathway for immigration. And that made the white voters, that's what the video said, upset. And then Trump swoops in and starts talking this, take the country back, make America great again, white power, all this bullshit, and everybody left and went for that. But the point that we did this video was for you to understand how the parties switch belief systems so that we can finally put this bullshit to bed about, oh, the Democrats are the slave people. Yeah. We know how it started, but it's not how you start a race. It's not how you start a journey. It's how you end it. And right now, the party that's doing the most to try to level the playing field for fairness is the Democratic Party. Now, you guys can hit me with that we shouldn't be spending all this money, but you wasn't saying that when Trump was blowing all the money. You can hit me with that. You can hit me with all this morality bullshit, but you wasn't saying that when Trump was running the office. The only thing that was important to you hardcore Trump people was white power, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Trump was breaking all the rules of the party, or what we thought was the party, and it was white power. That was the number one thing you wanted him for, and the fact that he made people mad, which is not how you run a country, by just making people mad for no damn reason. Floor is yours, Larry.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things when I see people come with that garbage argument, oh, it was the Republicans that freed the slaves, oh, it was the Republicans who did this and that. I don't even bother with them anymore, because I'm just like, if that's really how simple-minded you are, that you can't think past the name of a party, and all you think about, oh, this is the name of the party that did this, and you're not paying attention to the political platforms of that party of that time. I mean, there's not a discussion to be had with you, because you're not intelligent enough to have a conversation with me about this topic. You can't possibly understand the things that I'm talking about, because you just can't think on that level. And I hate to sound like I'm being some sort of elitist dick, but
no, Larry,
I mean, that's really
they're
what
going to call you. They're going to call you. What do they call it? You elite Democrats. That's what they call you. Something like some derogatory term they got. The educated elite or some shit like that. They call you.
I don't care. Call me that. I mean, I own it. I'm a black man who grew up on the West Coast, and I moved to the East Coast, or South, I guess, DC, whatever you want to call it. I have a master's degree. I live in a household where we make well into the six figures. So yeah, I guess I am what you would consider one of those coastal elitists.
Yeah, you're a coastal elite living on the damn coast. You elitist.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I mean, I worked hard to get through school. My wife worked hard to get through school. Why should I apologize for?
Apologize, because Americans just want to live in the country. We want to have sex with our sisters and people in the country. We want to just farm. We don't need all that damn education. What you need all the education for? It don't make you no smarter. Trump spoke their language. He speaks like me. No, I'm just teasing you, Larry.
I'll tell you, you know what? The crazy thing is, right? The crazy thing is, through all of this, they the Republicans have still convinced these poor, barely middle class, and other times middle class white folks to continue to vote against their own financial interests.
And that is completely a lack of education.
Sense.
That is Larry. That is just, there's no way to shake
and
it
that's
up.
not, no, I used to think that it was a lack of education.
It's in part.
And I realize it's not. It is that they are firmly entrenched in the idea that I may be poor, I may be uneducated, but I'm still better than you, nigga, because I'm white. And that's what they are holding on to with a death grip, even though they know that it's not true.
That's some of them. That's some of them, Larry.
But they're holding on to it because that's all they have left. They're up there. They're up there. Trump came up there talking. I'm going to save your coal jobs. I'm going to save your jobs digging. You know what? The days that you can go and make $60,000, $70,000 a year digging holes in the ground are over. They're over. If you want to make good money, you need an education. And if you don't want to get one, if you want to be upset and say I don't have an education and go kill yourself taking opioid pills, that's your business. Do it. Do it. Just don't sit up there and blame black folks because your kid overdosed on opioids. You know?
Okay.
Don't get mad at us because our kids are going to nursing school and medical school and law school and going to go become accountants and starting their own businesses and trying to do something more than what previously we weren't allowed to do. Every generation with black folks seems like we're doing something more because we were held back. And when those doors open up, we come bum rushing through there. For a long time, black folks couldn't even get jobs in certain places. And so when they had the opportunity to get those jobs, they got those jobs. And then when they had the opportunity to get education, to get a higher level of education, they bum rushed through those doors of the universities and colleges and got educated. And then when black folks saw the opportunities to start businesses and to own property and all that stuff, we bum rushed through those doors and started businesses and started buying property and all that stuff. So no, we're just simply, we're doing things that we didn't have the opportunity to do before. And if your kids decide that they want to sit around and mope and complain that they can't make good money digging holes in the ground, and so they want to go and get addicted to drugs and say, oh, it's an epidemic that I was taking pain pills because I had a backache and now all of a sudden I'm shooting heroin. That's a terrible thing. But if you want to do that, that's your life. But don't sit up there and try and blame the Democrats or blame black people or blame Hispanics that are migrating here. Don't try and blame all those people for your ills. That's just the way you decide to live your life. You know? Okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep you. We're not going to ever let the politics go on this channel. Every time we do politics, I lose at least 10 subscribers. Fuck it.
And you lose 10 subscribers and you gain 20 more somewhere else because
I don't know about that part because right-wing ideology is highly polarizing and people love to hear it, but you're not going to get that here. We're giving you facts. We're only going to give you guys facts here. We're not going to come with this bull jive.
It just frustrates me to no end because these people, they always want to run around and claim that they're so patriotic. They always want to name their stuff, the Patriot Party, the Patriot software, Patriot this, Patriot that. They always want to claim some patriotism, but then they want to go bum rush the doors of the Capitol and in a failed coup attempt and try and overthrow the nation. They always want to do something against the country. They want to take away voting rights for people, the foundation of our republic. They want to take away the foundation of our republic because they're upset about the results of an election. Guess what, people? There's another election every 4 years. Your guy didn't get in this time. Guess what? You have another opportunity in another 4 years. Don't try to overthrow the government. Just wait another 4 years.
Tressa C said, forget those 10. She's dropping 10 to forget the 10. Tressa C, we appreciate that. We got to give you a dance right there, man. I got to give you something special. Let me give you something that's a little funny.
Not want to pet because they're spiky.
Oh my God.
Now.
Appreciate that, Trust and See, man. We know what we're dealing with here, and we're going to keep on doing it because you stick with us. So we'll do that, and we'll keep it moving. Larry, I got another story that y'all sent to me, my man. So I have a little networking group with the fellas and Sharonda because I'm trying to get us Black creators who aren't afraid to talk about Black issues. We don't tiptoe this shit. We talk about it. I've been trying to get us to network and venture out, meet other YouTubers, meet our subscribers, inspire some of you guys to put your own messages on YouTube and come with us sometimes, and we'll get you on our channels. So E-Man sent me this story right here, and I'm going to take you guys to the story he sent me talking about Disney, and then I'm going to give you guys a video to check out because E-Man, I think he sent me this to poke fun at me, Larry. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, this is real. Disney Plus misses expectations with 103.6 million subscribers in this last investor meeting that they had. and E-Man was ready to send that. He was, because we was talking about what they was doing with the growth in the last investor meeting. Here's another video for you investors out there. And the only thing I can tell you is Disney was down. But when quality stocks like Disney are down, that's when you invest. Take a look at this.
I think Disney, suddenly all we care about with Disney, all we care about is Disney Plus. And that's a very big mistake because this is a very good company. David, you are giving me that smile, which just says, you know, Jim, you should go read Moffat Nathanson or something. I read Christine McCarthy.
Yes.
Who, by the way, is the best CFO in America.
She is the CFO of Disney.
Made me feel that if you don't buy the stock, you're a fool.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And why is that?
Because everything else is finally working. So does Disney Plus really still determine the situation?
Well, I mean,
everything.
At the same time, you've got revenues that are down, 13, 14% year over year, and the stock that's up dramatically. You can see right there.
See, David,
not year to date,
David,
but 1 year.
stocks anticipate things.
They do, and so a lot of that move up, of course, was based on the incredible growth of what you're looking at right there.
Well, now you've
Disney
got
Plus.
You've got other engines. You have other pistons.
You finally got movie theaters open, and in fact, people don't even have to wear a mask
when they go to
the movies if they're vaccinated, and they're going to take most of their movies back to the movie theater. I mean, you're going to be able to also watch them on Disney Plus for a premium, significant premium, and the parks are going to be fully open, and you're not even going to have to wear a mask, which Chapek on the call, of course, was very happy about.
Remember,
as you might imagine, talking
if
about
you remember
what it's
the
like
previous
to wear a
call,
mask in 95 degrees.
Remember he said previous call might not be till 2022. Not that he's necessarily a member of the CDC, but as far as I'm concerned, I could take the directorship of the CDC.
So I get it.
Better.
That's all good. But Jim, I mean, for better or worse, investors are very much focused on direct to consumer. It is the future
Until
of the company.
when?
It's the present
Until when?
for the
Until
company.
UFC? Until it's a big UFC match? I mean, come on, David.
I don't know. Listen, they reaffirmed their 2024 guidance on subscription trends, right? What are they saying? 230 to 260 million subscribers by the end of fiscal 2020.
So there you go.
I mean, what an incredible.
Or do you think it's Netflix?
From zero to that in whatever it's going to be.
What happened,
5 years?
Carl? But I felt, Carl, what happened yesterday was that people said, you know what? Netflix didn't do the number. Disney didn't do the number. People are going outside. They're not watching movies anymore.
True. Or they're turning off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the negative.
Some people have gotten to the end of Netflix.
I mean, they've watched everything?
They've watched it all.
Really?
No.
How about Amazon? Have you watched all of Bosch? It's very good.
I've not ever watched Bosch in my life, no.
Well, you ought to just wake up and smell the coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you something. Now, me and Larry was talking about this, and shouts out to my man, William Lawrence, my brother. Appreciate that. Anytime you guys want to jump up here with me and Larry, you're always welcome. We're always taking this money, investing in other creators. You guys seen the type of super chats I give to the people I network with up here, and this helps me do that and helps keep them going on rough days. So we appreciate it. And yes, William, put a long call on Disney if you can afford it. The stock is going up, and they had an expectation that they would get somewhere around 110 to 115 million subscribers. They only got 103, but I'm telling you guys, don't sweat that. The What brings in more money for Disney? 64% of their revenues comes from the theme parks, and they was closed. And look at what the stock is doing.
Yeah.
Every reputable place, hold on, Larry, every reputable organization, and I keep up with some of them, and some of them I smile at, is saying that by next year, close to the end of next year, when we get all the revenues and the earnings from Disney, that the stock is going to be somewhere around 225 to 250. Floor is yours, Larry. Buy some Disney right now, people. Buy some Disney.
Yeah, it's unfair, I think, to try and make a comparison between Disney and Netflix. And you could make that comparison with Disney Plus if Disney Plus was a spinoff and it was its own individual company.
Right.
But it's not. It's a part of Disney. And let's not forget, Netflix is a streaming app and a movie studio. That's it.
And now they're trying to do what me and Larry told y'all they was going to do. We said that they in the investor meeting, because we hold stock with Netflix. They told us in the investor meeting that they was interested in starting Netflix theaters. That's what they said in the meeting, Larry. And what did they wind up doing with this movie that dropped this weekend? They hosted it in theaters, and you're not going to be able to watch it till next year. And the reason they did that is because they see what's going to happen with Disney once we get back open and those wheels get to chugging. They're going to be up the creek. And so they're trying to innovate. Finish your point, Larry.
And let's not forget all the stuff that Disney has to offer besides Disney Plus.
Right.
Because everyone's focusing on Disney Plus with these numbers, but you have, like you said, you have the theme parks, and it's not just Disneyland and Disney World. You have Disney Shanghai, because I've been to Disneyland, I've been to Disney World, Disney Paris, Disney Shanghai. Yeah. You know, there's Disney in Tokyo. You have Disney in Hong Kong. There's all those Disneys. And then on top of that, you have the Disney cruise lines. You have the Disney private islands. And let's not also forget that people haven't been going to the shopping malls, and you have all the Disney stores. So Disney has a whole lot of stuff that's going on. And that's stuff that's outside of Disney Plus. And on top of all of that, you have all the Disney, all the studios, the various studios that Disney owns, like Marvel Studios. They haven't really been putting anything out because the theaters have been closed. So now you have Black Widow that's coming out. Black Widow may go ahead, it may gross $1 billion for Disney.
Yeah, I mean, like Larry's right. Basically, what Larry is telling you guys, but he didn't come out and say it. Disney is highly diversified. And if that stock is sitting at that, when I just told you the main revenue, the 64% revenue engine for them hasn't been going, imagine what it's going to look like when all that pent-up demand gets back out in the theme parks. Larry didn't mention to you guys that Disney owns ESPN. So all that NFL money, they own Hulu. They own National Geographic, Pixar, Star Wars, and they're getting ready to start doing more Marvel-based theme rides. That's what they said in this earnings meeting, as well as something we ain't supposed to talk about. They're in negotiations with Las Vegas to create something. That was in the investor meeting. So
could you imagine you have the Disney Hotel? I mean, where you have basically like a miniature Disneyland inside the hotel? That would be incredible.
Man, I don't know what they're going to put in Las Vegas because, they try to stay kid-based. Maybe they'll put like a casino and they shoot out Mickey Mouse coins or something for kids. I don't know if you can even do that. But I would love to know what they're going to do in Las Vegas. But we said all that to say, E-Man, I know you're watching. Don't sweat it, my brother. You can't take down this battleship. Don't even sweat it. So, Larry, I got another story for you, my brother. Larry, this time it involves a follow-up to the story we did about He-Man the other day. So Wednesday, we talked about He-Man in the MCU and them begging Thor to come do it. And we could see Thor doing it, but we want to see new blood doing it. So here's another story that we got sent to me by the homegirl Moochella, who joins us, ladies and gentlemen, every Monday. And it's right here. Here's the first look at Kevin Smith's Masters of
that.
No, Moochie sent it. You sent it in the group with the boys, but Moochie sent it to me first.
Gotcha.
This is the first look at Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe reboot with He-Man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, being that I am a He-Man aficionado, I got to tell you, this looks badass. I mean, take a look at He-Man. He got the sword on point. He-Man got those delts. And then we scroll down, you see Skeletor with his Havoc staff, looks great. Then you see them going to battle one-on-one. And then we get down here to the Sorceress. So I was really worried about what was the other characters in the universe going to look like. And the Sorceress looks very, very good. And let me read this real quick, and I'll let Larry jump in. Official description. The War for Eternia culminates in Masters of the Universe Revelation, an innovative and action-packed animated series that picks up where the iconic character left off decades ago. So this one is not going to pick up on the series that came out in 2000. This one is going to pick up from the 80s version. After a cataclysmic battle between He-Man and Skeletor, Eternia is fractured and the Guardians of Grayskull are scattered. And after decades of secret torn them apart, it's up to Teela to reunite the broken bands of heroes and solve the mystery of the missing sword of power in a race against time to restore Eternia and prevent the end of the universe. And then you got my man Battle Cat, Kato, be more careful. Look at that. Look at that. Then you got Moss Man. He looks bad. Oh shit! You got look at Teela and Orko. They got Orko looking a little scarier, and then you got Evil Lynn looking tough and muscled up. Yo, Larry, what are your first impressions, man? Kevin Smith is getting this thing right.
That looks dope. I mean, are they gonna put it out?
It drops next month, if I'm not mistaken. It drops next month.
What's it gonna be on?
Netflix.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope then.
It's dope.
Definitely,
man.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, man. Ladies, I could sit here and talk all night about the lure, but I'm not. I
hope they don't make it too kid friendly.
No, that Larry ain't nothing about that kid friendly. Nothing. Yeah. Now they have fucked up She-Ra. They have fucked up the Thundercats on Netflix, but that ain't messed up. That was perfect.
That looks good.
Now the only thing that worries me, I'm sorry, but that synopsis I just read, my people, something that got me worried. They're trying to find the power sword. Now, don't try to drag that out for the whole damn season. And then on like episode 8, we finally get He-Man. Now that's got me a little worried.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Because they already said that Teela, Man-at-Arms' son, and the Sorceress's daughter, is going to be trying to find the power sword of Grayskull. And there is no He-Man. There's only Prince Adam until you get that power sword. So I could stand for them to drag it out like 2 episodes, but nothing after that. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep you abreast on that. So now, Larry, we're down to 3 trailer reviews. I'll let you pick them. Which one you want to see first? The Shy, the Hitman Wife's Bodyguard, or Those Who Wish Me Dead?
Oh, geez, man. Let's get the vegetables out of the way first. So let's go with the Shy. Let's get that garbage out the way.
Why that gotta be garbage, man? You still hate
because they killed the Shy.
Because they killed Ronnie. You still hate?
Nah, because they always dog black men on that show. It's like the black man hater show.
And a black paradise on our childhood minds. Say we survived on blocks where some sets train young men to hold their one life close as Kevlar, or a favorite song. Say wintertime was an assembly line. 10 degrees below zero built us invincible. Say a mother's love was all that made this stolen life livable. Say the sovereign nation of our neighborhood is indivisible under God. Got a 14-karat crucifix that shines like the seascape in their eyes. Say we rise. Even though we were born underwater and never taught how to swim. Say we rise. Say police state surveillance had us surrounded but couldn't catch us. Say 3 brothers against the world is a bond that can't be shattered. Say black love is persistent, is invincible, is unchained elegance, is holy, is infinite, is the only thing that kept us. alive.
Larry, trailer looks dope, man. So my question to you is this. I've got a couple of characters I'm wondering what they're going to do. So Keisha, I want to know what's up with Miss Keisha. So first of all, with Miss Keisha, Larry, do you think they're going to let her keep the baby, or are they going to somehow or another have a miscarriage? She's not having an abortion. I can tell you that right now. So the question is, Larry, what direction are they going to go with her and this baby from the person that raped her?
Yeah, I hope that they have her miscarry. I don't want to see her have a kid by that crazy ass dude. I think that would just, I mean, she's going to be scarred already for the rest of her life because of that experience. She doesn't need a visual living reminder of it that she has to take care of for the rest of her life. I think if they had her have a miscarriage, I think it would be great because there would be some really good storylines and some really interesting subject matter to talk about there, where she's really sort of torn because she's upset that she had a miscarriage, and yet at the same time she's relieved and happy that she's not going to have this child that is the product of a rape from this maniac. So I think there's some really interesting stories there to be had if they give her a miscarriage. I want to see what happens with her. I mean, I kind of want to see her get back together with Emmett, because I feel like they keep tiptoeing around it, being friends. And I know Emmett I know Emmett seems like he's sort of getting right with what's her name.
But did you see in this trailer something happened that hurt Emmett so bad? Dude comes out the shower naked, clutching his daddy. Did you catch that in the trailer?
I did, and I don't know. I mean, maybe she stepped out on him. So
maybe he finds out that daddy is sleeping with his jump off, and he gets upset, and they have a daddy to son moment, and they talk about it or something. Because remember, daddy is going to be popping La plastic booty this season.
He is, and that's just dirty going behind your son like that. That's one of those things. I don't like seeing that type of. That's just ugliness, and it's one of those stupid things. I just think that's just terrible how they represent black men in this show. I don't like it. And
it's real life, though, Larry. People do that.
I guess I haven't known anybody whose dad went behind them like that, but I guess it could happen.
I do. I've lived different areas in my life, and it don't just happen in poverty-stricken areas. This happened with someone who was middle class doing well. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah,
here's a story for you, Larry. Let's talk about this brother right here, Papa. Last we seen Papa, his daddy was getting arrested. Do you think that's going to shake Papa's faith? Do you think his faith has been tested? Do you think he's still going to be believing in faith?
Yeah, I think he'll still have faith. I think he's not going to have faith in his father anymore. I think it's going to rock him. I think it might rock him near to his core, because he's going to feel like, okay, well, the rest of these dudes had dads that were, either non-existent, or they were, dead, or they were bad people. His dad, his male role model was always he thought it was an upstanding dude, was a stand-up guy, was wholly legit, and he doesn't have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think he's going to have lost his faith and religious wise, but I think he will have lost his faith in his father, which is going to, I think, hurt him in some other ways. Because I think when his dad tries to tell him certain things, he's not going to be able to speak with the same level of authority and yeah, I don't know. That bothers me right there. I feel like they need to keep at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. They need to keep some good black men on the show, and they obviously don't. They seem hell bent on destroying any positive image of a black male on here.
We'll see. They might clean it up.
We even seen the trailers. It looks like that. It looks like what's his name? Was his name Kevin? Is that his name? Kev? No.
Yeah,
Kevin. and his dude, his boy with the dreads. It looks like
Jake.
Jake. They're probably going to end up getting into it because it looks like Jake is stepping to his girl. I mean, we see that scene where they come running out the building, out of that church or something, holding hands.
Yeah, and we also saw where Kevin smashed them panty drawers too. So
we did, but that looked like like that's probably right at the beginning of the series, and then it looks like maybe Jake is getting with her. And I mean, not to say that stuff doesn't happen, but I mean, it's hard for me to want to watch a show where there's no positive imagery of black men. None. There's none. You have Emmett who's trifling. We have Kev who's a little kid, so he's not a man to look at. And you had Papa's dad, who was a good dude, but he played such a minor role, and now he's locked up, and they made him to be a crooked pastor. You know, that was the one dude. Ronnie was the one dude that was on a path of redemption, and they killed him. You know, I mean, there's no positive imagery for black men in this show. It's almost like they don't want us to watch it.
No, they might get it together. And by the way, Lainey Womack wanted us to make sure we shout out her Howard alumni, Burgundy Hines, aka Keisha. But before Miss Womack,
Lainey's a bison.
Before Miss Lainey get too far out of pocket, remember she's from North Carolina, right where your boy stay at, near the Raleigh area. So we claim her before you get to claim her, Mrs. Womack. Shout out to Lainey, a bison. I used to have the coat too. All right, Larry, I'm going to move us to what we got left here. We got 2 trailers left. We got The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and then we got Angelina Jolie, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Which one you want first? Let me ask the people. The people, which one do you want to see first? Which one you want to review first? Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard or Those Who Wish Me Dead? Those That Wish Me Dead is out right now, just dropped today on HBO.
Let's go with that one. Let's save Sam Jack, the best for last.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll save old Sam Jack, the cuss master himself.
The cuss master general.
The cuss master. All right, here we go. Those That Wish Me Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, that is on HBO Max and in theaters right now. I can't lie to y'all. I've been seeing 20 minutes of it, and I've liked what I've seen so far. I thought I was actually done with Angelina Jolie and the breakup with Brad Pitt. Yeah, I thought I was done with it, but you know what? She done pulled me back in, Larry. I've liked this movie so far. And the part we just saw, I haven't even seen that part yet. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, if you have HBO Max and you don't have anything else to do, I can vouch for the first 20 minutes. First 20 minutes are good. Larry, you got any interest in watching this?
Yeah. I mean, if I can stay awake, I might watch it tonight.
Okay. Now we got a debate. Lainey said, not going to hold you. This looks like garbage. Ooh.
Oh.
Lainey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lainey.
I like me some Angelina Jolie, so I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot.
Well, I had given up on her punk ass, but I'm back with her now.
Why?
Because that split with Brad and her giving people STDs and they passing it back and forth. I wasn't really feeling that, man.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, man. If you know you got an STD, don't be giving up nobody no sex with a. Just sit your hot ass down somewhere. Yeah, man. God. But anyway,
this is the thing that gets me right.
Go ahead.
I don't understand why Jennifer Aniston sent Brad Pitt off to go work with Angelina Jolie for like 3 months and didn't just be like, nah, I'm going with you. She should have just been like, nah, I'm putting my schedule on hold. I'm going with you. I'm not sending you out there with her. Yeah, you have to be a damn fool to send your husband out there to work with Angelina Jolie for 3 months and knowing that they're supposed to be playing husband and wife and they're going to be all booed up. Hell to the no. That's craziness.
Yeah, and everybody knew Angelina Jolie was like that. And you guys can sit here and say, oh, you got to trust your spouse. Everybody's human. Shit. I don't care how much you trust your spouse. Depending upon the ebbs and flows of where you're at in your relationship, we're all human. We're susceptible to some bull jive. We have barriers in my marriage when we're going through stuff that we put in place so that we don't get ourselves caught up in a weak moment as best we can possibly do. So
right.
You know?
It's like if I was making a movie and I had to go work with Halle Berry for 3 months, I'm going into the situation with the best of intentions. I just may not come out like that. I'm gonna tell my wife, I don't know what you have going on with your job, but you probably need to telecommute from the location that we're filming. Because I'm telling you right now, you leave me alone with Halle Berry for 3 months, I don't know what's gonna happen.
You gonna come back with blue balls. And my boy Buzz done jumped in the building. He's coming. He's late, but he's here, and that's all we care about. You showing up. You know what, Laney Womack, just for you. I haven't done this in a long time. I'm gonna actually watch this movie, and I'm gonna drop a review on Sunday just for you. Just for you. And I'm gonna have the baby with me though, because I don't get no break on the weekend. So me and Elle gonna drop Laney Womack a special delivery review of this movie, because I got a feeling it's gonna be better than a 6. Laney said it's hot garbage. Hot garbage means it's less than a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna say it looks at least a 6, and we're gonna check it out. But
is
now
Elle gonna watch it with you?
No. For the grand finale, we say the best for last. It's Samuel L. Jackson, the cuss master, Ryan Reynolds, the Hitman's wife's bodyguard. Let's take a look at this. Just because Sam Jackson is in it means I'm gonna watch it. But I don't know. I'll let y'all take a guess on this. Here we go.
You're gonna tell us everything you know.
I'm not telling you, mother.
You can electrocute him all day. It'll only make him angrier. I, on the other hand, will tell you everything. What? Really?
Michael Bryce was trying to put his past behind him.
You need to forget bodyguarding. Repeat after me. No bodyguarding.
No. Bodyguarding.
Then he got pulled back in.
Let's go! Jesus!
To protect this homicidal nutbag's wife.
What is he doing here? I said, get anyone but Michael Bryce.
I believe it's pronounced, thank you.
In 4 days, all of Europe will burn.
They're planning a full-scale cyber attack.
Do not screw this up.
Oh, we are definitely gonna screw this up. I promised my therapist no bodyguarding. Let's not do that, guys. Let's just focus.
I got it. No, it's fine. You guys have at it.
Wow.
Maybe feather the brake a bit.
I need you to protect us. We're trying to have a baby.
May God have mercy on our souls.
Now repeat after me. I'm unlicensed.
I'm unlicensed. That's terrible.
Louder.
I'm unlicensed, and I don't give a. We need guns. We need boats. We need them. Are you ready to get your freak on? That came out wrong. Not together. With us. That also came out wrong.
Now let's go do what we do and blow some things up.
I would make a great mother, don't you think?
I think
would make
you,
a great
yes.
mother. Thank you. It must be your powerful asexuality that makes you such a good listener.
Can we just acknowledge that not only are we safe, this really feels like a new beginning.
Oh, damn. Oh, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you right now, that is a day one for me. I am definitely.
Where's that going to be on?
It didn't say. It just said in theaters. Now, I did watch the first movie they did, and that was good. But I mean, you can't go wrong, Larry, with this cast. Salma Hayek, Ryan Reynolds, Morgan Freeman, Antonio Banderas, the cuss master
better
himself.
than the first one.
It looks way better. Well, I'm not gonna say way better, but it looks better than the first one. There's more. That looks like there's more synchronized comedy. And the thing is, when you look at Samuel L. Jackson, I don't know if you all have worked with someone that no matter how you feel and when you come to work, they make the job fun. Can you imagine actually having to act alongside Samuel L. Jackson? That's probably never a dull moment. Take the wheel, lad, because that shit looks funny. I'm there day one. I'm going to watch it.
I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it. I know they said it's going to be in the theaters, but I hope it's also on streaming.
Right.
So I hope it is. That's a Disney, though, joint, isn't it?
I don't think so, but I can check on it while you're talking about it. Did you like the first one, Larry?
I did. I liked the first one a lot. I thought it was great.
Okay.
I thought the first one was fantastic. So let's see. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Let's see. Who does that? Who did that one?
I'm looking at it right now. And the screenplay is, let's see here.
Yeah,
Hitman's Bodyguard. No, it's not by Disney.
I thought it was one of their subsidiaries. So. But
nope.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be good, man. I'm there for it.
Same thing here with me.
I'm not going to the movies to see it though. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not going to the movies either. And from everything I'm reading, it doesn't look like it's going to drop on HBO. So if we want to see it, we might have to wait for it. Yeah, we might have to wait for it. It's Summit Entertainment and Millennium Media, and it comes out June the 16th, 2021. It runs an hour and 58 minutes, my people. Hour and 58 minutes. So I am definitely there. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got for you. We hope we've been able to entertain you guys, get you guys ready for the weekend. Go and enjoy the fresh outside air. Don't be trying to put no gasoline in plastic bags. It ain't no need for all that. The pipelines is running again, my people.
Yes.
Stay safe. Stay encouraged.
I will say this.
Go ahead.
Please. I know they're telling you that you can go around if you've been fully vaccinated, that you can go mask free everywhere. Just remember that we are only at 35% of our people vaccinated. So the vast majority of people that are going to be out there and around you are not vaccinated, and you have these variants that are spreading wildly, and there are people that are getting sick that have been vaccinated because these dumb people are spreading these variants. So I will say, mask up. Continue to mask up.
Yeah. And Larry, what you got dropping on your channel this weekend, if you got anything?
Nothing really. You know, I'm working on a review of a photo book. This company asked me if I want to review a photo book. So I put a collection of photos together. I had a project called Zoorific of zoo animals, and I put them together, and I made a book for my mom. So I'm going to do a review on that. Yeah, I just have a few things over here. I'm looking at this pile, a lot of stuff I need to get to. So other than that, man, I don't know. I just did a video on how to get some free Bitcoin, and that just dropped, I think yesterday, the day before. I did another video of how to make your own Android app. So that's another one on there. So, you know, just trying to keep it fresh and add some different stuff in there for people.
Right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch me and him on B. Avery's channel this Sunday. He goes on at, I think it's 6:30 Central Time, p.m. Central Time. And we will be back with our homegirl, Moochella, who hang with the fellas on Monday to review The Godfather of Harlem. And then next Sunday, my wife says she wants to get back into this game. So she will be reviewing The Shy. Then I'm going to do one with Larry and Moochella. And me and Larry have been invited on another YouTube channel to talk that crazy talk we talk. So be on the lookout for that too. So until
that's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, man. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, my people, stay safe, mask up. We'll see you on Monday.
Peace.
Yeah.